Key positive update here from the 49ers facility. Trent Williams is back out at practice. Remember, October 15th was the date of the ankle injury at Cleveland. Williams finished that game, but he was compromised. Obviously did not play well against Myles Garrett, and then he's missed the past two against Minnesota and Cincinnati. Well, the bye week appears to have given Trent Williams enough recovery time for that ankle to get back out there. Today is the longest 49ers practice of the week. They have pads on. They're spry coming out of that bye week, and it is the indicator for players who have been unavailable as to whether or not they're going to be available for Sunday. So we had circled this Thursday on the calendar here for several days, and Trent Williams is indeed out there. He was dancing alongside George Kittle, who also danced. George Kittle was happy to have his combo block partner back, and they started working on those combo blocks under the watchful eye of 49ers tight ends coach Brian Fleury. So, I told you Trent had been in a good mood in the locker room this week. Earlier, he was on Monday during the bonus practice. Even though he didn't practice, he was playing catch at the start off on the side there with some of his teammates who were practicing and stretching. And then Trent Williams was playing basketball in the 49ers locker room earlier today. So when I saw him playing basketball, I said, okay, that ankle is feeling better. Kyle Shanahan yesterday might have alarmed some people when he said that this was more complicated than your standard low ankle sprain just because of Trent Williams' ankle injury history. And, it's a fair point, but it still wasn't a high ankle sprain, and the high ankle sprains are the 4 to 6 week injuries. Trent's dealt with those before. He's tried to play through a high ankle sprain before against the Rams in the NFC Championship game, and that did not go well. He said that he wishes that Colton McKivitz would have started instead of him in retrospect. Those who are wondering, is Trent pushing it back too early? I don't think that you can use that instance as some kind of barometer for this time, because it's not a high ankle sprain this time. He's had a lot of low ankle injuries over the course of his career. This is what Kyle Shanahan explained, and that's why this recovery took a little bit longer than some of the prior low ankle sprains that he's had. He's been out since October 15th. If anything, if you look at the timetable, he's given this one more time than the prior low ankle sprains because of that need. So I don't think that this return is too quick. Obviously, it's not confirmed that Trent is going to play on Sunday yet, but it certainly is trending in that direction. And the 49ers need this because the run game has fallen off a cliff ever since Trent Williams got hurt. And that includes the Cleveland game when he played compromised. So I don't think that there is an incentive for Trent Williams to play compromised. He's only going to suit up at this point if he's healthy. I don't think the 49ers are desperate, but I think that they're excited to get him back because they want that run game to be spearheaded on the left side. Remember that Aaron Banks is going to miss this game at left guard in all likelihood. He hasn't been practicing. John Feliciano is getting ready to go to fill in at left guard. The 49ers' new version of Daniel Brunskill, the Swiss Army knife who could fill in anywhere, especially on the interior. And John Feliciano told me yesterday, everything about filling in gets a whole lot easier when Trent Williams is the guy that you're filling in next to, because of the speed and the power and the mental wherewithal that Trent Williams brings to the table in this complex Kyle Shanahan run scheme. It's going to be easier for John Feliciano with Trent back, assuming that Trent is back. So that's big for the 49ers. In general, they're weak on the right side of the offensive line relative to the rest of the league. I've already outlined this before. My charts where I have blue is good, red is bad. There's red from center to right tackle. That means that the presence of an all-pro, a future Hall of Famer like Trent Williams on the left side, the 49ers are more dependent on that than most teams would be, right? So it's no secret and no surprise that their run game and their pass protection suffered without Trent Williams here over the past 3 games, without a healthy Trent Williams since he did play against Cleveland. And now I do think that the indicator is that they will get him back. In the big picture, that means that this offense should be fully locked and loaded, fully healthy coming out of this bye week. Christian McCaffrey, he hasn't been compromised for a couple weeks, but he's 100%. Deebo Samuel is set to return. He spoke in the locker room today. And Trent Williams, he and Deebo lead this team out, especially on the road with the boombox. It's very visible. They are the heart and soul of this football team from a physical perspective, right? Deebo will bruise people, and Trent Williams, well, we know that he's got a Hall of Fame size, speed combination at left tackle. I don't think that it's a coincidence that the 49ers started losing games as soon as they didn't have Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel. And that's not just offensive performance, run game performance. That's the whole team. These guys lead them out for a reason. They set a tone. 49ers need Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel to set a tone. From a matchup-specific angle against Jacksonville, Josh Allen, not the quarterback, the edge rusher, he lines up over 90% of the time against left tackle. And let me just say this right now. Jalen Moore was not bad at all while Trent Williams was out. Jalen Moore's pass blocking efficiency was actually really damn good. It's in the run game where he was still above average, but there was a little bit of a drop-off that I think the 49ers really felt it. And then they felt it on the terms of you look at overall physicality, overall mentality, overall attitude. You want Trent Williams, you want a captain, you want a Hall of Famer leading you out. And I think that's where the 49ers slipped the most. But big picture, Trent Williams improves this offensive line a lot against the Jacksonville team that's going to see Josh Allen working against that left side. And it's a really disciplined Jacksonville defense. And, the first thing that happens against a disciplined defense is that you're chopping wood offensively, and that keeps on going until Josh Allen blows up a play. That's what happened to the Saints on Thursday Night Football a couple weeks ago. Remember that? Josh Allen just took over that football game and beat the Saints because he was winning on critical downs. The presence of Trent Williams minimizes the chance of that happening at least multiple times a game. Josh Allen's probably going to win a key rep or two in this game, even if it's Trent Williams out there, because Josh Allen is a really good player. He's got 9 sacks already this season. But Trent gives you as much insulation as possible against that. And when you look at how disciplined Jacksonville's defense is, it's going to force you to deliver long drives because they're going to be sitting back in that zone and that cover 3. They want to buy as many opportunities as they can to completely disrupt you with a splash play defensively. So Jacksonville typically exposes offenses to a lot of Josh Allen pass rush reps against the edge. He's going to have a lot of chances to beat that left tackle. In that vein, in that context, you're going to want Trent Williams being that left tackle that's taking those shots from Josh Williams, because I think your win rate with Trent Williams is going to be high enough to be acceptable enough to win the football game. So the 49ers entering this one against Jacksonville should have Trent Williams. He is back out at practice now. They obviously want to play better defense. Steve Wilks spoke today for the first time since we got news that he's going to be moving from the booth down to the sideline. He said that people might be making a bigger deal of it than it is, but he said that he wants to establish better communication with his players. So essentially everything I said yesterday when we analyzed this every which way, Steve Wilks repeated today. Wants better communication with his players down on the field. Niners need better defense. They need a better run game. They think it's all going to tie together in complementary football. They are healthy, though, and they're moving into the second half of this season on a good note.